$1 million HECM limit in 2023? Yes, it's possible and even likely. And here's why. Welcome back to the Industry Leader Update. Rocket Mortgage reports their estimated 2023 baseline conforming loan limit for FHA-insured loans will be $715,000. That's 10% higher than our present conforming loan limit, which we covered here earlier on HECMWorld.com. Consequently, all HECM loans with case numbers in 2022 saw the HECM limit at $970,800. And if Rocket Mortgage's estimate is correct, or it even could be higher, then the 2023 HECM limit, or what many in our industry refer to as the lending limit, will likely exceed $1 million. Now, to be honest, that's not a huge increase from our present lending limit, but it's notable nonetheless. So how do we arrive at such a number, or more importantly, how is the HECM limit set in the first place? Well, first, the HECM limit, or national lending limit, is 150% of the Federal Housing Finance Agency's conforming limit. And that formula, by the way, was established in 2008's Housing and Economic Recovery Act, or HERA. That was enacted in 2009. Using Rocket Mortgage's estimate of a conforming limit of $715,000, we then multiply that by 150% to arrive at $1,072,500. And Section 1124 of the HERA, or Housing and Economic Recovery Act, explains that the conforming limit shall be adjusted effective January 1st of each year. And they do that by factoring in the most recent 12-month increase in the Federal Housing Finance Agency's Housing Price Index, or the HPI. Now, despite the recent slide in home values that began late this summer, we all saw it, the red-hot housing market boosted prices throughout most of 2022. Case in point, the FHFA reports that home values fell 0.7% in August, yet prices increased by 11.9% from August 2021 through August 2022. So what is the likely outcome? In 2024, we're likely to see no change to the limit that is going to be established in 2023. But why wouldn't we see a reduction? Because even if home price index fell by 25% in 2023, the previous HECM limit remains in effect. However, any drop in that home price index has to be offset by any subsequent year's gains before that limit can be actually increased. For example, the HECM limit remained at $625,500 from 2009 to 2016 as the housing market and prices recovered their losses in the wake of the Great Housing Crash. It wasn't until 2017 that the HECM program saw its first limit increase in 7 years, rising to $636,150. Now, the good news is that the pandemic housing pandemonium, it drove home prices to historic highs, and it gave HECM lenders and borrowers extremely favorable lending conditions. But the bad news is that the irrational market, that housing market, which was fueled, by the way, by the Federal Reserve's interest rate cuts and federal stimulus, it created another asset bubble. Regardless, the future beneficiaries in the end are going to be HECM borrowers with homes in states that have a high median home value. But the bad news is we're unlikely to see any further increases in the HECM limit for several years, or until the full brunt of our current housing recession is eventually erased. Now, what are your thoughts? Leave your comments in the comment section below. And also, if you'd be so kind as to share this week's video on your LinkedIn, Facebook, or other social media profiles. And be sure to subscribe, smash the subscribe button, and click the like button as well if you appreciate our work here each and every week. And you can catch up on your most recent reverse mortgage news. That's HECM World Weekly. Apple users can listen and subscribe on iTunes. Thanks again for joining us. Until we return next week, happy originating.